Hey everybody, today I'm going to be fixing the steering handle on the right side of my Hobie Pro Angler. I'm going to show you where it broke real quick so you guys can see that. Let me slide over here. We're in my storage unit, so excuse the mess. But if you look right here, you will see that the riser as well as the steering handle is missing. It flew off during transit to my last fishing trip. So today, in addition to replacing it, we are going to put some Loctite on there, thread locker, to try to make sure this does not happen again. So I ordered several pieces. I'm about to show you those. First thing we have is the riser right here. I think this cost me 20 bucks just for this piece. Thank you, Hobie, for charging so much. And if you see that little slot right there, that notch goes right there. Then you have this part here, which is the actual steering handle. That goes right there and faces forward, and then you run a bolt down the center. Now when I bought this handle, it did not come with a bolt. So I had to go to the hardware store and take care of that. It took a 3-inch bolt in order to get this fixed. Alright, so the tools you're going to need are a drill or Phillips head screwdriver. That is if you get a bolt with a Phillips head, which I did. It's a 3-inch bolt, fits perfectly. You will need some Loctite thread locker. You will also need the riser, and you will need the handle. Additionally, you can see there's a hole right here. They sell this, which is also on the other side. I actually purchased this. I did not have to, I chose to. You can remove that top rubber cap right there using that screwdriver pry mark, and you can screw this down to the tip of this handle just to give you some little extra grip when turning. So we will be doing that as well. Alright guys, so I have removed this rubber grommet from the top there. And as you can see, there's just a screw down there. I'm going to take this and install it right there. Alright guys, as you can see, I have that installed now. You can take it and it turns freely. You could even put some thread locker down in there if you wanted to make sure it will stay, which I may do here in a minute. Alright guys, next I'm going to take this thread locker. I'm going to put a drop or two down in that hole. I'm going to sit the riser on top of that. And once I do that, I will put the handle on and the bolt through, as you'll see here in just a moment. Alright guys, so you take this thread locker, which comes out blue, and you put it down in there really good. As you can see, there's a good bit of it in there. That is when you go ahead and install your riser. Make sure it seats on there perfectly. Got the riser installed. You're then going to take this and install that on there like that. I'm even going to put some thread locker on the bulb itself. So yeah, hold on, I need both hands for this. Alright guys, small problem here. This is actually too long. It needs to be a 2.5-inch bolt. So I'm going to re-record some of this and get it just right. 2.5-inch bolt is what you're looking for. So I will be back. I'm going to go back to the hardware store, get the same bolt, but in 2.5 inches. So I will be back. Okay, so the actual bolt size I found out is not a 3-inch bolt. It is a 2.5-inch bolt. The other one was too long, so I had to go back to the hardware store real quick and get this 2.5-inch bolt, and I've tested it. You can see the thread lock at the end there that was left over. It does work. So now I'm going to show you how to properly get this thing on there. You are going to come over here. You're going to seat the riser on. When you seat the riser on, you'll see that there is a gap right there. You're going to want to kind of wedge that down to properly seat that shear pin that's in there, that middle pin. And now you can see that's gone down about halfway, and that gives it enough clearance to turn while not coming off. Then, as I did previously, I am going to add some of this thread locker to the end of this. There's already some down in the hole. So you put some on that side, turn it over, and put some on this side to ensure that there is plenty. And make sure you put your cap back on, because this stuff is very thin and will come back out on you. Then you're going to take your setup here, and you're going to insert it into the hole very carefully. Get it seated in there real good. And kind of, you're going to have to hold it, so I don't know if you guys can see this. Once I get this. Alright, now I got it set, and then you're going to seat it in there good. You don't want to over tighten it, but you want to make sure it's snug. Make sure you have a lot of pressure so you don't strip the bolt. I think that's going to be it. Let me see here. There is zero play. It does turn. You can actually deploy your rotor here and make sure that you have some turning. Put it back straight. It's easier to do from the angle of your seat. Alright, and I'm going to give it one more turn just to make sure. There we go. Alright, if you look, it's on there real good. Got the thread locker in place. So that's all there is to it. Replace the handle. I'm going to get something to put over the top here. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to have something over the top over this bolt. For now, I'm going to spray the top of the bolt with this anti-corrosive spray. Let it seep in there and dry, and that should help protect it from any rust. So now I have a handle over here with this knob, which wasn't previously on there, and I got one over there with that, so it looks nice and symmetrical. So everything's looking good. Now I can actually take this thread locker and put it in here, and if anything ever comes off while on the water, I'll have it to fix it. And all of these extra bolts I will put away because I don't need them. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. It's going to be very short, very quick. It's a very minor thing. You probably can do it by yourself without me having made a video. But if there's any information that I can share, I want to do that.